Hi everybody and welcome. We're back together with Lindsay for our tone-up session. What we thought we'd do this week, because we've been concentrating on some quite specific body areas up till now, really troubleshooting if you've got rounded shoulders or if you've got a weak core or if you really need to tone up and strengthen your upper body or your lower body, etc. What we're doing this week is we're putting some of those exercises together to give you a workout. So Lindsay will explain that in a little bit more detail to you before we start, and then I'll get going so that I can demonstrate the exercises for you. Okay, so over to you, Lindsay.
Thank you. Hi everybody, hope you're okay today. So yes, as Tricia says, we're sort of moving on to the next stage now. So all the videos that we've done so far have been really laying the foundation. So we've talked to you a lot about how to do things, why to do things. And so there'll be less sort of, if you like, educational type stuff today and more straight into the exercises. And you'll probably find it a little bit more challenging, which is right, because if you've been practicing a lot of the things that we've shown you already, then you'll probably be ready for the next stage. So today we'll be combining a lot of the exercises together to create something that will be a little bit more challenging perhaps than what you're used to. And I understand from Tricia and Bryony that there were quite a few questions within your Facebook group around what to do when, and there were quite a lot of different modules. So hopefully over the next few weeks, you will start to see some of that coming together and start to understand ways that you can combine those sessions so that they don't have to take a long time and you don't have to do them every single day. You can narrow it down and you know, sort of mix and match and have more, I suppose, more focused sessions covering lots of different areas in the one session. The principle will be the same as it always will be. So there'll always be a warm up, there'll always be a stretch at the end, and then what will change is what goes on in the middle. So without further ado, let's get started. We're going to warm up first of all. Tricia, please. So if you can stand with your feet hip width apart for me. And we're going to start on the shoulders today. So I want you to circle one shoulder at a time. So we're doing them individually, just for a change. That's it. Good. And then come back the other way. So reverse your circle. Perfect. Good. Okay. So take a breath in and shrug the shoulders to the ears and then drop them down. Good. Two more. Perfect. All right. Take one arm then and make a big circle with it. So you're going all the way over the top. Yep. That's it. If for any reason people don't like this long arm movement, you can put your hand, your fingertips on your shoulders and do it like that. So with a bent arm. Yeah, exactly. And then come back the other way for me, please. That's it. So it's kind of like a front crawl kind of an action. Beautiful. Last time. Good. And then bend from one side to the other. So take care that you're not twisting the body. Keeping a nice straight line. So we're just mobilizing the back here. That's it. Keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. Perfect. Good. And then walk through the feet, please. So make this nice and controlled. So press the heel down into the floor as you go. So you start to feel some bottom action happening. That's it. Good. And then you're going to take a step to the side and squat down. Doesn't need to be too big. And then back to the center, same thing, the other side. That's perfect. Yeah. So keep going with those. Looks good. One more go each side. Lovely. And then raise the knee. So stand tall and raise the knee up and then place it down. We're just working on the hips. That's it. And then I want you to hold the legs and reach across your body. So you're pushing out on the diagonal across your body. Good. Lovely, perfect. So hold the arms, double calf raise up, please. Lovely. And then if you can just split your feet front and back, but keep them hip distance apart. That's right. And then you're going to, so you need a decent gap. Back heel is off, drop down into the center, not too low, just while we warm up. That's it. So make sure this is an up and down movement rather than a front and back. That looks great. And then you can swap sides. So set yourself up, feet hip width apart. You definitely need that hip width distance, because otherwise if you try and get one foot in front of the other, then it's not great on the balance front. You're going to topple over, but also you're going to misalign your hips. So definitely keep that hip width with your feet. And the back heel will always be off when you're doing lunges. Otherwise your movement will be severely restricted. 2 more, Tricia. That's it. Beautiful. Okay. Right. So we're going to start. We're going to work for the first part of the session in pairs of exercises. So it'll be an upper body, a lower body, and then a combination of the two. So you'll need a set of light weights or the equivalent if you use tins at home, or you know, water bottles, or whatever your equivalent of weights is, or not at all, your choice. So for the first one, we're going to bicep curl, please, Tricia. So it's just elbows into the waist, straight arm to start. That's right. And I want you to create your own resistance as you squeeze up. So we're going to do 12 repetitions of each of these exercises. Squeeze and release, and open up all the way down with the hands. You counting?
11.
Excellent, thought so. Good, all right. So that's the upper body part. Let's go straight into the lower body part, which is squats. So feet are hip width apart as always. You're just going to hold your weights loose and you're going to go straight into a squat. So let's talk about technique while Tricia's working. So you want to always think about the knees and the toes. So you always want to send your bottom away to the back. We'll do the second set on the side, then you can see. Always keep an eye on what's going on with your knees. If you bring them forward over your toes, then you'll find that your knees get really loaded and they might start to hurt. Always keep it nice and controlled. And think about letting the weight settle at the bottom, pushing through the heel and squeezing the bottom to come up to the top. Perfect. All right, so let's do the combination of the two side on, Tricia, then we can see just the positioning of the knees, etc. So you're going to do 1 squat and 1 bicep curl, 12 of each. Nice and slow and controlled. Good. That's it. That's lovely. So you can see that Tricia's knees are staying really nicely back from her toes. And as she comes up, she's pushing her heels into the floor and squeezing her bottom. So that looks really nice. Also, you can see, I know the weights are not very heavy, so there's less temptation to do it, but Tricia's staying nice and upright at the top of the movement. As she does her bicep curl, she's not going towards the back, so she's not letting herself fall backwards. That's important as well. You can stop when you've done your 12. Perfect, good. All right, so let's go straight on to our second pair. So these first few that I'm doing with you are movements that I've already done in earlier videos, so you should be familiar with them. So the first of the next two exercises is a lateral raise. So you're going to lift your arms out to shoulder height, straight arms, just lift and lower. That's it. Good. So this one is working the muscle over the top of the shoulder, the deltoid. And your key focus when you're doing these is that you're not lifting the shoulder blades and shrugging your shoulders towards your ears. They need to stay away from the ears the whole time. And again, you make it slow and controlled, create your own resistance on the way up. So 12 times, and then we'll go on to the lower body. Good. Good, perfect. Right, so our lower body exercise is the split lunge. So we've already practiced this in the warm-up. You split your legs out front and back, hip width apart. That's it. Back heels off, and then just leave the arms relaxed and go straight down into the lunge. So straight down the middle. That's it, perfect. Lovely. So similar things to look out for here. Positioning of your front knee and your toes. So you definitely want to be dropping down the gap in the middle, and that should keep the knees back from the toes. If you start to try and come forward, then that's when the knees will get loaded. You can also see that Tricia's got a very nice position with her back foot. Often the back foot can twist, and then you'll find it twists into your knee. You can go straight into the second set, please, Tricia. That's it. So just keep the heel just a little bit further towards your sofa if you can, and that will just straighten up the knee. Just, that's it, that's better, yeah. Good. And then it's up to everybody individually to control how low you go. In an ideal world, you'd be going to about 90 degrees at both knees, but that's for you to work up to. Good, so we'll put those two together. You go back onto the original leg, set yourself up for a lunge, and as you drop down, you're going to do your lateral raise at the same time. Perfect, so you can see this is much more of a challenge. So if you're not ready for this, then obviously your option is just to do the movements individually, as we've already shown you. So the good thing about these movements is you're getting some core work in there as well. And you can see Tricia wobbled at the beginning, but now she's pretty stable. So the core is starting to do the job for her to stabilize. That's it. And we're going at a nice controlled pace, so not too fast. It's very tempting to rush through. So this will be your last set on the other side. So keep it nice and slow. You'll get much more out of your strength exercises if you do keep the pace slower. That's it. That looks good. Make sure you're still going up and down and not front and back. Good. All right, so third set then. If you start with your hands out to the front at chest height, this is one that I've already done in one of our earlier videos. So chest height, that's right, not too lifted with the shoulders to stay away from the ears. And you're going to pull back and squeeze your shoulder blades together.
Like that?
Yeah, but with the palms down. So as you pull back, you'll stay at this, that's it, yeah. So squeeze your shoulder blades together. That's good. Think about the bottom part of the shoulder blades squeezing together. It just discourages the lift through the shoulders if you can do that. That's it. Perfect. Good. All right, so for our lower body, I'm going to bring in a new move. I don't think we did this the first time around, and that is a new version of a squat, a sumo squat. So for this, you take your legs out quite wide, definitely wider than hip distance, and they're on the diagonal. So you can see that Tricia's got an angle of about 45 degrees at the toes. So from here, you're just going to drop the body weight down in the middle of the squat. So you drop down in the middle and then come back up. Now, the important thing is not to let the whole body kind of shift forward, the weight shift forward. So keep sitting up and keep sitting back as you drop down into it. So let's go for 12 of these, Tricia. So you're dropping down in the middle. Again, up to you as to how low you drop. Same idea, push your heels into the floor and squeeze your bottom on the way up. And you can see how with this sumo squat, it allows you to keep the upper body much more upright. And think about keeping your knees in line with your toes. So definitely don't allow the knees to, is that 12? Good. Don't allow the knees to collapse into the middle. So you've actively got to push them out and keep them over the toes as you drop down. So we're going to do one of each. So it'll be, well, we're dropping down into the sumo squat, then do your pull back and then come up to the top. So start with the arms at chest height. That's it. Yeah, pull while you're there. So drop down. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Do it like that. Good. That's it. Lovely. So again, keep it nice and controlled. Keep the bottom towards the back. Your feet slipping a bit on the floor.
They are, yeah.
Mm.
I can anchor them, but
Good. Yep.
I want to put my arms out before I go down.
Good. Good. Okay. So with that one, with that squat, you'll feel that your inner thigh gets a bit more of a workout than a normal squat. So it's just a different way of doing squats that work the muscles slightly differently. 2 new moves for us next. Ooh. One is the triceps in the back of the arm. So can we do this side on? Then we can just have a look at the position. We're going to do one tricep at a time. So if you can hinge the body forward, Tricia. That's it, not too far. Now, you're going to keep the shoulder away from the ear as you bend the elbow up at the back. That's it. So that is your starting position. Now, the temptation to get in this position is when you get in this position is to lift your shoulder towards your ear. So keep the shoulder away from the ear all the way through. Now, that elbow doesn't drop as we start to extend the lower arm straight to the back and back in. That's it. Good. So the higher you've got your elbow, the more you're working against gravity and the more you're going to feel it in the back of the arm in the triceps. But don't lift your elbow at the expense of lifting your shoulder towards your ear because you'll create tension. That's it. Again, nice and controlled as you push away to the back. Think about pushing through something thick and really make the back of the arm do some work. Good, perfect. Let's do the same on the other side. That position looked really good. Do you want to turn around? Then we can just have a good view. That's it. That's it. So you're hinging forward, tummy stays lightly drawn on, and then you kick away to the back. That's it. And you come all the way in with the hand and all the way out. Lovely. Good, perfect. All right, so with our lower body, we're going to work the bottom. So again, let's show this side on. So sink low into a squat. Not too low because you'll make it really hard later on. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the tap of one foot to the back without coming up on the other leg. So we're staying low and tapping the foot out to the back. That's it. Yeah, keep going. Now it's the sitting low in that supporting leg that is going to give you the work. You want the weight in the heel of that supporting leg. And the lower you sit, the harder this is going to be. It's one of those things that looks quite easy when you're watching, but when you're doing, it's a bit of a different story. That's it. That's really good. The tummy's lightly drawn in. Beautiful. Good. Can you feel that in your bottom?
Yeah.
Excellent. Good. All right. So we're going to put those two together. So you'll take your upper body forward, tummy lightly drawn in. That's it. Elbow beyond the body, ready for the triceps. So as you, and then sink low in the legs. So as you tap to the back, you're going to extend your arm. Perfect. You're keeping the weight in that supporting leg. You might also start to feel the front of your thigh warm up a bit. Great, that looks really good. And then let's turn around for the other side, then we can see. Hinge, sink low. Yep, elbow beyond the body, all the way out with the arm and all the way in. Nice, very nice. Make sure you, 11, that's it, last one, 12, perfect. Good, well done. It's quite a hard one, that one, isn't it? It's harder than it looks.
Yeah.
And amazing how they, I mean, I've not put any specifically cardio in today, but it's amazing how some of these exercises do get the heart rate up, don't they?
They certainly do. I'm quite out of breath doing that.
Mm. I'm going to do one more set like this before we finish off with some core exercises. So the first of the exercises, the upper body one, we have done before. The lower one we won't have done before. So let's start with the upper one first, and it's working the back. So if you go side on again, please. We can work with both arms together this time. So if you hinge the body forward, and then you're going to reach to the front with your hands, and then push all the way back. And as you push to the back, you straight arm, yeah, that's it. And then come through to the front, so just keep those going. So as you push through to the back, squeeze underneath your arm at the back and push away. And really lengthen out with the hands, so you're drawing away from your ears with your shoulders the whole way through. But even as they come forward, you don't want your shoulders coming up towards your ears, so anchor them down. And then you push as far back as you can push. As I say, squeezing under the arm as you go. Good, perfect. So we're going to add in the lower body, and it's going to work the bottom and the legs. So it's a similar kind of idea to what we just did, but it's need a bit more control. So you need to take a big step. Shall we go side on? All right, so this is our starting position. So we've got both legs straight to start and the back heels off, and you've got a big gap between the 2 feet, and it needs to be really quite a big gap, because what you're going to do is you're going to bend through your front leg, really bending through the leg. Back leg will stay straight, and bring your upper body down towards your thigh. So you're leaning forward with the upper body. That's it. Yeah, good. Good, that's it. Now reach through with the arms. Reach to the front, and then reach to the back, and then push back to a straight leg. That's it. So your back leg stays straight, it's just the front one that moves. Let's go again. So bend through the front leg, reach, reach, and push back through. So same principle as always, the weight is in the heel of the front leg, and you push that heel into the floor to come back to the straight leg. Your back leg stays straight. So this is not a lunge. This is using the upper body. So the upper body comes forward towards that front thigh. And that will load the front, yes, that'll load the front thigh. Good. The important thing is that you bend through the leg as Tricia is doing, the front leg, that is, not the back leg. Back leg should be straight. But you don't allow the knee to come over the toes. So can you keep your back leg straight as much as you can, Tricia? So it's just the front leg that bends. So lean into it, yeah, that's it. Good.
I don't know how many I've done, but
Okay, let's swap sides. It's quite a hard one, this one. So big step out, back heel off. So you're literally just leaning. So you're leaning forward through that front leg. Yeah, that's it. Yes, reach and then push back to a straight leg. That's really good. And you're pushing your heel into the floor to feel your bottom working. Four more if you can. If you find when you're doing these that you can feel that your form is going because you're finding it challenging and you're not quite strong enough to do the 12, then just don't do the 12, do what you can do. I'd much rather have good quality repetitions and safe repetitions than I would lots of high quality and you're not stable or whatever. So do work to your own level. Good. Perfect. So you'd be pleased to know that that is your upper body and lower body portion sorted. Has it had enough work?
More than enough.
Good.
I start looking longingly at my sofa and think I'd really like to be lying down there right now.
Well, that can be your reward afterwards. So I've just got 3 core exercises because we've not done any core exercises standing up so far. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to get that all round body approach to put some in here. So first one we're going to do is a side bend. So you can either have one of your weights or both of your weights in one hand. And then you're going to have your feet hip width apart, and then you're going to bend to the side just like you did in the warm up. So you're bending, almost settling there for a second, and then using the waist on the opposite side to squeeze to bring your body up to the center. That's it. So you're reaching down, tummy stays lightly drawn in the whole time. And you can do this and use momentum and not feel anything. So with all of these exercises, it's really about remembering which area you're trying to work, which muscle you're trying to work, going through slowly, then you really get a sense of what's happening. And the muscle has got to really control the movement if you do it slowly. So with this one, it's almost like you can't come back up to the center unless your waist on the other side is squeezed to bring you back up to the center. So 12 reps as always, and then go on to the other side. Do keep an eye as you go through, particularly if you're getting tired, that you're not twisting to the front with your body. So make sure that you're staying in that straight line. Excellent. Good. Lovely. Okay, so that's work the muscles down the side. Let's work the muscles down the center. So you can put your weights down for this one. So you can have your hands by your ears, or if you don't like them there, you can cross them over your chest. And what we're going to do is we're going to hinge the body forward as you lift the knee. So it's like you're crunching towards your knee. That's it. Yeah, good. So it'd be exactly the same movement if you were working with your hands behind your head. Good. And I want you to come to a complete stand at the end of it. If for any reason you don't like lifting the knee, then don't lift it and just come forward with your upper body. But think about the muscle that you're working. Again, it's the muscle down the center of the tummy. So it's kind of like you're doing a crunch, but standing up. So again, it's 12 each side. I don't know where you're up to at the moment.
I wasn't counting, but I reckon that's 12.
Good. Okay. Perfect. So our last one then is for the obliques in the waist. So those muscles that crisscross in the waist area. So if you take either one or both of the weights, your individual choice, and you're going to hold them in one hand, and you're going to start with it over your shoulder. So it's not a straight arm reach over your shoulder, it's just over your shoulder. So we're going to come from here and we're going to chop on a diagonal line down to your opposite thigh with a slight bend in the knees as you go. That's it. So over your shoulder and then down to a squat. So bend both legs. Yes, that's it. So we're reaching from over one shoulder down to the opposite thigh. So we're drawing a diagonal line as we move. And it's that diagonal sort of twist that is going to work your waist, your obliques. So again, we're going to keep it nice and smooth. We're not rushing through. Good. And then the same thing the other side. So it starts over the shoulder. So it's like you're chopping wood. It goes chop on the diagonal. That's good. But try to use the muscles of your waist rather than using the momentum of swinging the weight. So keep it, use that word a lot, but controlled. That's it, 12 reps.
Yeah.
There you are, you're done.
Ooh, thank you.
Nice work. How are you feeling?
Oh, wonderful, Lindsay. I feel wonderful.
Energized.
Tired. Wanting to lie down.
So we need to stretch as we always do. So can we do our hamstrings? So if you soften through the knees and then put one foot out to the front, stick your bottom out behind, not too much of a gap. I would bring your feet close together, stick your bottom out behind, that's it. We'll do the next one on the side and then people can see front and back. You don't need to bring your upper body too far forward with this. The most important thing is to stick your bottom out and up to the ceiling, and that'll give you a hamstring stretch. That's it. So your right leg will go to the front, soften through the left, the bend into the left, that's it. And really stick your bottom up to the ceiling. Definitely don't worry about getting down as low as Tricia. It's not about bringing your chest to your thigh. It's about sticking the bottom out and up at the back. And you can get that sensation with your body much higher than Tricia's. That's it. Perfect. Good. So hold on to the wall and take a hold of your foot. Line up the knees. Standing nice and tall. So you will find that if you are tight down the front of the thigh, which pretty much 90% plus, I would say, the people that I work with is or are, then you will find that your upper body comes forward as you take a hold of your foot. So try and stand as tall as you possibly can. That's it. So the knees stay in line as much as they can do. And they stay together. If you can do it without holding on, obviously you can do that, but it's much better to get a good stretch and hold on if you need to, rather than kind of wobbling and feeling uncomfortable. That's it. Perfect. Good. And then we're going to go hand over the shoulder for a tricep stretch. So with this one, you're just easing the elbow towards the back. Feel a stretch down the back of the arm. As always, don't forget to breathe through your stretches. So nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Thinking about releasing the tension in the area that you're trying to stretch. And then the other side. So about 10 to 15 seconds on these stretches. That's it, good. And then you're going to take one hand over the top for a side stretch. That's it, so reaching right up to the ceiling and then over. Feel the stretch in your waist. And then the same thing the other side. Reaching up first on the in-breath and out-breath to reach over and stretch. Lovely. If you can rotate from one side to the other. Good job. Perfect. And then just clasp your hands together and push them away to the front. So the back of the hand, that's right, yeah, is towards you. Palms are towards me. And separate your shoulder blades out to stretch the bit across the back that we worked. Good. And then you can release that off and take a few deep breaths with big circles of the arms. Over the top, yeah, nice big breath in and out. Lovely, one more. Brilliant, good, well done. Excellent work.
Thank you, Lindsay, thank you. And,
did you find that harder than some of the ones that we've done before?
Aspects of it are hard. It depends an awful lot on how loose my muscles feel and how easy it is I find to do the actual, you know, the thing that you're asking me to do. So some are much easier than others, I have to say. But anyway, it feels like I've had a really good workout, which is the whole point of this. And I hope that those of you watching it enjoyed it and also find it beneficial to you. Because remember, what we're doing here is we're doing what I call functional fitness, which is finding ways to keep your body mobile and working well so that you can do all the things that you want to do relatively easily and straightforwardly. And what we'll do next week is we'll do another total body workout, slightly different one, and hopefully you'll then have 1, 2, or I think we might end up doing 3 that you can alternate, and which will be a benefit to you in lots and lots of ways. So thanks again, Lindsay, and thank you to all of you for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.